Welcome back to Big Boss Football. So let's discuss this Vinicius Junior contract issue. Now we have to be honest; it's an issue. I know Florentino Perez said in a previous press conference or interview or whatever he was doing during the week, he said that there's no rush in signing Vinicius Junior's contract, and it's not his fault. The sporting directors should handle this easily. They're not worried about Vinicius and all of this. But yeah, let's discuss this. So look, it says. Obviously, you can see the heading. Vinicius wants a bigger contract. It says Vinicius is on renewal talks with Real Madrid until after the World Cup. The idea is to get a bigger contract, hoping hoping that a good World Cup will help him negotiate more money, especially since his performances haven't been at their best in the last two seasons. So let's discuss. First of all, Vinicius's people. I think they said something. Vinicius's team is like Rock Nation or something. That's crazy. Vinicius is supposed to get people that are football guys. This guy's getting people that are American. Rock Nation is Mr. Jay Z and Beyonce's thing, music company or whatever the thing is. So, look, I don't know. I can't understand what Vinicius is doing here. Like, why are those his agents? He's supposed to have a football guy as his agent, be it George Mendes or Mino Raiola passed away, but I'm not sure who took his place. But yeah, look, there's many agents out there. But look, he wants to go with these Rock Nation guys, so that's on him. But yeah, look, his entourage is trying to get him a bigger one. But to be honest, the contract Vinicius has now is good enough. What more does he want? Isn't he getting like 25 million per season? What more does he want? He's one of the highest paid players in the world, to be honest. I think I read where he wants to have like a Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe type contract. I mean, that's madness, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's crazy. Does he deserve that? For me, okay, when Vini is at his best, he deserves all the money in the world. But Vinicius has not been his best for the last 2 years. Now, are we saying that if Madrid up his contract is going to improve? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. I don't, honestly, I don't understand what's happening with Vinicius Junior because you have a player here that was so good before that Ballon d'Or tournament. People always say, "Oh, it's Mbappe's fault," blah blah blah. But when Mbappe first came, Vinicius was cooking. It was only after that Ballon d'Or ceremony that Vinicius' career went down the drain, and nobody ever talks about this. People forget that Vinicius was still very good even when Mbappe was there. When Mbappe first came. Nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this. As soon as as soon as that Ballon d'Or thing happened, now the player is not the same ever again. I really can't understand for the life of me what happened to him. Because yeah, it's very weird, but to be honest, of course there are sometimes where Mbappe's injured and then Vinicius is actually performing very good, but I think that's just coincidence to be honest. Because like I said, when Mbappe first came, that beginning of last season, Vinicius was cooking and Mbappe was playing with alongside him. So I really can't understand what is all this. And people are always trying to put Mbappe and Vinicius against each other. I don't understand. Since when do we compare teammates saying, "Oh, this one must stay, this one must go," blah 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 blah. Especially when you have Mbappe, who's your team's top goal scorer. I really don't understand. But the Mbappe hate is forced. For me, the Mbappe hate is forced. Like, it's crazy how you guys would hate on a player scoring 40, 45 goals every single season for your club. I mean, there's many games Real Madrid have where Mbappe steps up. Many ways. Saves us with key goals, important goals. But they blame him. But anyways, does Vinicius deserve an Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo type contract? For me, he does not deserve a contract like that. Not now. But I also understand what his entourage is saying when they're saying let's delay it a little bit because we think he's gonna come good at the World Cup. He's not gonna come good at the World Cup. Vinicius doesn't perform for Brazil. We've had a large sample size of him with Brazil, and he just doesn't seem to perform. It doesn't matter if Carlo Ancelotti is there or Tito or whoever is there. This guy doesn't seem to perform. So now look, I don't think Vinicius is ever going to perform for Brazil like how he performed when he was in his prime for Real Madrid. But he'll still be a useful player for them. But I don't think he'll perform that good because we've had a large sample size of him not really performing that good for Brazil. But look, Vinicius, Vinicius, he doesn't deserve that contract from me. Does he even deserve a contract um, renewal? I would sell him, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. I would love if not Saudi, so he's too young for Saudi, but I'd be happy if Liverpool or Arsenal. He's not gonna go to Man City because Man City have Doku. But if he went to Arsenal or Liverpool, like I wouldn't be sad. That would actually be very good. 150 million or 120 or 130 million, whatever. If he goes there and he cooks, I'm happy for him. I would actually get rid of Vinicius Junior from Madrid. I would, and I'd bring in number 9, be that Haaland or who's this guy? What's his name? Osimhen. Any big, strong, young number 9, which I know is gonna give me some good years, similar to what Benzema did, and yeah, those strikers. So yeah, that's what I would do personally. But I know Vinicius is gonna stay at Madrid and he's gonna renew his contract. But it's interesting how Florentino Perez loves Vinicius so much, but he didn't show the same love to Sergio Ramos. Do you guys remember when Sergio Ramos's contract was about to expire and he had a contract extension on the table? Like he literally delayed to sign the contract. He wanted them to give him more years of the contract because Real Madrid only like to increase by 1 year. But he wanted more years, so he wasn't signing. He was trying to negotiate. The next thing you know, um, Ramos gave in and said, "You know what? It's fine. I'll sign 1 year contract." But then they said, "Sorry, the contract is no more on the table. We retracted our offer." And Ramos begged them and begged them and begged them, but they wouldn't pull him. So it's interesting that the club legend, well, Vinicius is also a club legend to be fair, but it's interesting that your captain and the best defender you ever had, Sergio Ramos, was in that position and you didn't budge. But Vinicius, you say, no, take your time. I saw Florentino Perez's quotes, take your time, don't worry, wait, no rush to sign his contract. Wow. I don't know what Vinicius has on Florentino Perez, but Florentino Perez seems to love this guy, which is good. You must love your players, but I can't understand why he didn't just do the same thing for Sergio Ramos and just be patient. Because Ramos wanted to stay, but then this guy said, nah, the contract is no more on the table. You took too long. That's crazy, bro. That is actually wild. But Vinicius can extend his contract in his own time, whenever he wants. So yeah, look, that is shocking for me. But look, come on. Florentino Perez is not the same as he was back in the day. He's really not the same. You can see it in the signings he makes. Back in the day, and I'm gonna do a video on this, but if it was peak Florentino Perez, this guy would have signed us Vitinha, Haaland, all of these players. I'm telling you, Nuno Mendes. He would have signed us many top players in each position. But now he seems to go for mostly young Brazilians and young players like Franco Mastantuono, players we don't really need. But yeah, look, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share the video. Vinicius, I wouldn't be sad if he got sold, because we don't need. The guy's not been performing. I know he's been having good numbers, like the same numbers as he had before. The difference is that I don't know. There's just something off about this guy. He's not the same player he used to be. His energy on the pitch is different. Everything's different with him now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope he can prove me wrong next season with Jose Mourinho and actually come good. Win, score a lot of goals, win the Champions League, win La Liga, be important, key for Real Madrid, perform well, dribble past people again. I'd love that. I'd love him to prove me wrong. Because I used to love Vinicius, but now I can't really say I love the guy, because the guy, yeah, he just decreased in so many ways. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. Bam, bam.